Hello, Scorpio. This is going to be your bonus reading for July 2018. I realize these are late. So this is going to be for love, career, and health. I have a fan now, and hopefully it will help with the heat. And not only that, it might help to drown out background noises because of the white noise. I'm actually in Massachusetts on vacation right now, and it's extremely hot and humid here. Yesterday I had a hard time doing your readings because of the heat, but that breeze from the fan feels really nice. So this is going to be for love. It's going to be a 6-card spread. And so I'm just shuffling. I'm actually on the floor right now. I wish I could show you guys how I shuffle or what I'm doing with my hands, but this is just what it is. I don't have a tripod with a camera. I just have my little laptop, and this is the best that I can do for now. So this will be for love and relationships for Scorpio Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. And this is in Scorpio's best, highest good. Hopefully there will be some messages in here that you will find helpful. I hope you Scorpio people are doing well and enjoying your summer. Okay, let's get to it. So, okay, I'm going to show you all 6 cards. This is the first one on the top, 3, the Fool. The one in the middle top is the Hermit. The final one on the top is the 6 of Swords. On the bottom row, this is very nice, is the 9 of Cups. This came out in your general reading, I think, in the past position. The next one is the Hierophant, the Wounded Healer, in this deck anyway, the Speaker of Ageless Wisdom. Your final card on the bottom is the 3 of Pentacles. Hopefully you can hear me okay and I'm being loud enough. So the first combination is the Fool with the 9 of Cups. This is a very nice combination. The Fool represents trust, faith, and beginning a new path, a major path in life that involves a great deal of faith and trust because it is a completely new path and there's no way of telling what will happen. But it's divinely guided, and it also involves taking risks. This is about taking a risk and jumping into the unknown because of a feeling of that there's something out there for you. That in this case with the 9 of Cups is your wishes will be granted. So I'm getting that this could possibly be leaping into the unknown or having faith that you will find what you're looking for with love and relationships. This reading so far seems to be more for single Scorpios than Scorpios that are in current relationships, but I'll try to find other ways of reading it. If not, I may pick some cards for Scorpios that are in relationships. But for me, this says it is possible to have what you wish for, or to find what you wish for fully, where you would be fully satisfied emotionally, with love, just by simply putting yourself out there, taking a risk, and having faith that it's possible for you to find what you wish, or just to stumble on it too. It's not like you have to actively be out there looking for it, but it feels like you're spiritually actively asking the universe for this, or inviting it to come into being in your life. The Nine of Cups is about emotional fulfillment and wishes being granted. So this is total emotional fulfillment. Or I would say the Ten of Cups is total emotional fulfillment. This is the beginning of that fulfillment process, where you start to see results, where you start to see that your wishes are being granted. And that's in the past. So in the present, it looks like there's a lot of inner searching going on. There's three major arcanas in here. Arcanas. You are doing a lot of inner searching in your own being to figure out exactly what wounds or what is in your psyche that is getting in the way of you being able to manifest what you wish. It's taking a really close look inwardly into your own psyche to figure out if there's anything you need to find illumination about in order to heal old wounds, so that you can be that bridge between your inspirations and aspirations and wishes and bring them down into earthly manifestation. Here, I'll show you them more up close. The Hermit is a major arcana card that is ruled by Virgo. So there could possibly be a Virgo in your life, but that's just one option or one idea here. This ultimately is just saying that there has been a lot of time spent alone, or perhaps you have been single for a long time, or you felt like you've been alone for a long time, even if you have been dabbling with relationships or in relationships. There's some part of you that feels alone, or you have been alone, and you've really been doing a lot of inner searching to get clarity about possibly what it is that you truly wish for, or what it is that would fulfill you, and looking inwards into your own psyche to get clarity about anything that may be in the way in your own psyche that gets in the way of being able to manifest what you wish, or to have these things actually come about properly. Also, there could possibly be a Taurus. So I'm getting Virgo, Taurus energy, and that doesn't necessarily have to be people. It could be, but it's more an energy of inner searching to figure out what would truly fulfill you and how to go about removing any psychological or emotional blockages in your being that keep you from being able to find this or manifest it. In the future, you have the Six of Swords with the Three of Pentacles, and this represents moving on from that inner conflict, moving on from conflict from the past with relationships, in order to throw yourself out there and shine your light, to be able to be found by people, to be confident in your own abilities to be able to manifest and have abundance with what you wish. And it could be that you may be traveling, possibly, in order to go to some kind of performance or some kind of public event where you may end up meeting people there or meeting a person there. That's just one possibility. So I'm getting this is more for single Scorpios that have been alone for a while that really want to find something that is fulfilling. If I looked at this as Scorpios that are in relationships, I'm getting that in the past, you felt you had your wishes granted and you took a leap of faith into trusting the situation. But something happened where you became very aware of your own wounds or your own psychological and emotional blockages that kept you from feeling as though you could truly be yourself or relate to this person, or there's something here where you feel like you're not necessarily being fulfilled the way that you want or the way that you need. But this is saying that perhaps you have healed certain issues in the relationship where you don't feel quite so alone anymore. And so now in your relationship, you're moving on where you are able to be yourself a little bit more with the person that you're with, able to trust the situation more, and able to really shine and show who you are. But let me pick a couple of extra cards in case there's any extra messages for Scorpio people that are in relationships. Okay, I just picked 3 this time. So your first one for Scorpios that are currently in relationships. The first one is the High Priestess, which is you are receiving intuitions, gut feelings, and strong internal messages that you're getting about maybe something that you want to communicate, or something that you've decided, or something that you need that you're ready to actually speak about. Perhaps you've had a deep feeling about something in the relationship that you've been holding close to your chest and you haven't really been talking about. Perhaps you've been wanting to mull it over further before you open up your mouth and say anything to make sure that this is exactly how you really feel or what you perceive or the gut feeling that you get. It could be that there's something going on in the relationship that you've been possibly getting warning bells about, or intuitions about things going on underneath the surface. And so now you are ready to speak finally and say what has been going on with you internally, or how you feel, or speaking about your gut feelings about whatever this is. You're finally ready to talk and to speak clearly too. And possibly this is because you have finally decided something, or you finally realized that what you're getting is actually accurate. Perhaps you doubted your own intuition before and you were reluctant to speak about it in case it was wrong. But now you're finally realizing that whatever it is that you've been feeling is actually going on, or you really do feel that way. And in the future, you may be speaking about how you want things to be balanced out more with give and take, or equal responsibilities, possibly with money. Perhaps you felt like you are handling the majority of the money issues in the relationship, or the monetary support of things. And you're ready to speak about how you want things to be a little bit more equal concerning money, or producing money, or support. That aside, it can also just mean you're ready to speak about how you need things to be more reciprocal or more equal, or have to do more with give and take and equal exchange in the relationship. If you have had wounds from the past getting in the way that either caused someone else or yourself to be a little bit micromanaging in the relationship, or a little bit controlling of the relationship, you are ready now. You finally realize this now, and you're ready to have things be more balanced, where there's equal power involved in the relationship and equal respect, or trust, equal trust in the relationship. And also, if you're in a partnership and you're considering doing something completely new with your partner, whether it's a new project, a new business, a new location, or a new way for the relationship to be, especially with communication, you have full support in this. I see things as getting better, where perhaps because you didn't speak before, your partner was unclear on where exactly you were at or what you needed. And now that you're speaking up, they're more willing to try to make things work. So that's what I got for love and relationships. Hopefully that made sense or helped in some way. And on to your career and money situation. Hello again. This is for your jobs, career, and money for Scorpio Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. I'm just shuffling the cards now. And it's, of course, going to be a 6-card spread. This is for money and career. And the best high is good for Scorpio. For the rest of July. Okay. Okay, this makes perfect sense for me. If you are a Scorpio person and you didn't watch the general reading, then you should know that I'm actually a Scorpio moon. And so it's always interesting to look at my own readings later on. I've been a reader for a very long time, for about almost 20 years. And one of my things, and I've found this to be true of a lot of intuitives and readers, is that we have a hard time doing readings for ourselves because we're not impartial enough. At least that's true in my case. But because in my mind I'm not thinking about myself when I pull these are eerily accurate for me. I don't know about you guys. If it is, please comment and let me know. I'm still looking for feedback on this channel. This channel is completely new. And so far I've only gotten one comment on these. So if anyone ever wants to give me feedback, I totally welcome it and I would love that. Okay, So, sorry about that little spiel. Your first on the top three is the Princess of Pentacles. The next one is the Three of Pentacles. Again, feels like you're coming out of the closet, so to speak, or you're coming out of hiding in multiple areas of your life. The next one is the Princess of Swords. Lots of people have been getting pages and princesses, or pages princesses, this month for some reason. There are a lot of messages up in the air, and a lot of new things, new journeys. On the bottom, first is the Star. The next one after that is the Ten of Pentacles. The final one on the bottom is the Princess of Cups. You know, in everyone's reading so far, the Princess of Swords has been coming up quite a bit with the Princess of Cups, and it leads me to believe that perhaps people just in general are learning how to speak from their heart more, or speak about their emotions more than usual. So this is a lovely reading, by the way. This is very encouraging, especially for me too. Hopefully this will make sense for you. So the first past position is the Princess of Pentacles above the Star, which is really beautiful. This is a beautiful combination. This says that in the past you've been thinking about or working on learning new skills that fall in line with what brings you a lot of inspiration. When we follow our inspiration or what we love to do, and we cultivate ways in which to make a living out of it, that is the best way to go for anybody, is to follow your own bliss as a way of creating prosperity for yourself. Obviously, if you have a job or a career, you want it to be something that you enjoy or something that truly inspires you. And because of that, you can be a light for other people because you shine while you're doing it. That's because of how happy it makes you feel. But this speaks of, in the past, learning new skills, learning new methods, and learning new ways to follow your own path or higher calling or what inspires you. For me, this makes complete sense. And this could be a career or calling that you have had for a long time, and you've been learning new methods or new ways of pursuing this, or of integrating new skills in with what you already do. Or for other Scorpios that are switching up careers or realizing something completely different that they want to be doing, you have realized in the past that you can completely follow your own bliss or create a new career for yourself or a new job that is much more inspiring for you instead of something that just pays the bills. You've been really longing to follow your higher path or to do something that is meaningful and creates abundance for yourself. So you possibly have been taking classes or learning new skills in order to pursue your dreams. So currently, you may be putting your skills on display where people can see it more, and possibly massive amounts of people, or your skills are available to many more people than before. And because you're putting your skills out there where other people can see it, this combination is fun because it looks like a dancer on the stage and her audience together. Above is the dancer on the stage and below is her audience. And her audience is her family, her blood family, her spirit family, her community, spirit family. So something about putting your talents out there where people can see it and putting yourself on display with your talents and abilities is drawing to you your spirit family, or drawing to you an audience that are like-minded people that are inspired by what you do and interested in what you do. And this is creating more abundance for yourself, slowly but surely. Pentacles are usually slower moving than the other elements, and so this growth or abundance or new opportunities that will come from this will be slow and steady rather than quick. And in the future, you have the Princess of Swords with the Princess of Cups. To me, this combination together in this reading represents speaking from your heart, or speaking about all of your being. Or when you speak from your heart, when you lay yourself bare, when you play with communication and play with ideas and experiment through this process, it actually activates other people's heart chakras to open, because you're speaking from your heart. There's a certain vibration that comes out of the voice when you speak from your heart that activates other people's hearts. And I see this as being a process that allows your inner child to come out and shine, and to allow other people to see you for who you are. Which, you know, Scorpio is a very private sign, and usually we don't show our vulnerable bits to other people unless we absolutely trust them and feel comfortable in the situation. We tend to be people that don't do this very easily. We do this with our children, we do this with our close loved ones and our partners and the people that we feel safe with, but we don't generally always do this with the masses or in front of total strangers or people we don't know. But something about laying yourself bare here is extremely healing and is bringing you a lot of inspiration. It's making you realize things that you didn't realize before, and this can only be a good thing. This can only bring you more blessings and more good things in the future. So play with communication, play with speaking from your heart. Don't take yourself too seriously or feel as though you have to be perfect in whatever this is, because it's all a learning process and you'll get better and better at it as you go. That's probably the most accurate reading I've done for myself, even though I'm not intending this to be for myself. I'm hoping that this makes sense for you as well. So that's about all I can really say about that. And let's move on to health. Hello again. Okay, this is going to be for Scorpio rising, sun, and moon sign for their emotional, physical, and mental health. Sometimes specific things come out in this that I feel are directed towards a person or a couple of people that really need to hear it. Sometimes not much comes out, so we'll see. It's funny, you would think that people would want to know more about their health. I know that there's a lot of people out there that do have health issues that would probably love to look at a reading about what's going on with them or what they could possibly do. But knowing people the way that I know people, most people are interested more in love. That's always what everyone's biggest thing is with love and relationships and family and money. Health always seems to kind of take a backseat. Okay, that's just what I'm feeling now. My opinion might change on that, and that's just my opinion. So let's see what's going on with your health. Here we go, another 6 cards. Okay, let me pick one more. Alright, this is tying into your general reading. This is interesting. This is for somebody. Okay, the first card on the top is the Three of Wands. Again, the middle top is the Queen of Pentacles. The last one on the top is Death. Don't be scared. Death doesn't necessarily mean physical death. Sometimes it does, but don't read it that way. So on the bottom is the World. The middle one on the bottom is the Two of Pentacles. The final one on the bottom is the Moon. And I picked another one just to get a little bit more information on this. And that is the Ten of Wands, which I believe was in your general reading, in your surroundings. So, okay, I'm just going to blurt something out. And that is that you may be concerned possibly about your mother. There's the Queen of Pentacles in here, and with the Two of Pentacles, and there's also Death and the Moon and the Ten of Wands, which is leading me to believe that perhaps you have a mother, whoever's watching, that has been struggling with health issues or struggling with mental health issues too. And possibly you are afraid that she's going to die, or you want to see things get better for her. You want to figure out the best way to take care of her, to see her health get better. And you may be even mulling over, should I try to move her to a different location, or should I try out different methods of helping her, whether it's medication or natural healing methods, or any of the methods you're thinking about. You're thinking about what is the best for her, what would be the best choice to treat her with. And something about this whole situation is making you feel completely exhausted and overloaded, because you wish you could do more. And so that being said, let me just show you the combinations here. And it's funny, I thought this was going to be more about your own health, but it looks like it's about the health of loved ones. Maybe this has something to do with the family stuff that was going on in your general reading. If you haven't watched that one, you may want to watch that one. So the first combination in the past is the Three of Wands with the World. So something major happened where you considered either moving to a different location or moving possibly your mother to a new location where you could best be in her world more than you were before. Or you've been considering moving to where she is so that you can help take care of her. That makes sense on my case. If this has to do with your own health, then I'm getting that you've been considering moving to a different location for your own health. Perhaps something about where you're at now is not feeling, it feels like it's over. Your time there is over, or you've learned everything you were supposed to learn there, and now you're considering for your own health to move on to possibly a different location, or even just to travel more. I know that that's true in my case. Hopefully this is making sense to you, and this isn't just my reading. So let's move on. The next one, and this is where I was getting, you're mulling over how is the best way to physically take care of her, as in what food she should be eating, or what kinds of methods of healing you should be getting her interested in, or what is the best way to physically take care of her. And you're mulling over, okay, do I move to where she is? Do I move her to where I am? Does her outward situation need to change? Does she need a different setting to be in? Things like that. And again, if this doesn't have to do with your own mother or a mother figure in your life, then this can also be a wife, by the way, too. This doesn't just have to be a mother, but because the moon is in here, I'm guessing that it's a mother. This could be a prominent female in your life as well. It doesn't necessarily have to be your mother. If this has to do with your own health, then this is saying, again, you're thinking of changing locations, or you're thinking, okay, what do I need to adjust about my own diet or what I'm eating or what I'm surrounding myself with that would best influence my own health? Or what job situation needs to change in order for your mental and emotional health? Perhaps there's something about your career situation that needs to shift, or a decision needs to be made about that in order to best take care of yourself. Or a mother figure or a prominent woman. So in the future, there's death over the moon, and don't get freaked out. This doesn't necessarily mean that your mom's going, eventually we all die, right? And the death card is the Scorpio card. Scorpios tend to look at least in my case, tend to look at death differently. We tend to look at it more as a transition or a transformation rather than a complete ending. Even when your physical body dies, your spirit lives on and perhaps reincarnates in different bodies afterwards. If you don't believe in reincarnation or any of that stuff, then that's fine too. But Scorpios either completely fear death or they don't fear death the way that other people do. So that aside, death does not necessarily mean a physical death. This ultimately means transformation. So it may be that in the future, something about your mother's or this prominent woman in your life, her emotional life or things from her subconscious is transforming, and that's going to directly influence her health, hopefully in a good way. But I'm also getting that something about your approach to this, or your approach to either this woman's health or your own health, needs to transform. There's something about the way that you're perceiving it or the way that you feel about it that's actually hurting you more than helping you. This could be worries, this could be grief, this could be, I'm getting a feeling of helplessness, or a feeling of you wish you could do more, or a way that you could protect more your loved ones from things like this. But let's face it, this is part of life. Death is a part of life. Deep transformations don't necessarily have to be painful. They can be extremely uplifting as well. So you don't have to look at this as something that you're not doing or something that you should be doing better. If this is your mom wants you to be happy no matter what she's going through. If this is a prominent woman in your life, you shouldn't feel emotionally responsible for this person. Everybody has their own karmic path that they have to deal with on their own. There's not much you can really do to change how they look at things, how they feel about things, what's going on with them. It just is what it is. I'm getting, you need to surrender the feeling of responsibility because it's eating away at you. That's just one message I'm getting in here. Another one is that concerning your own health, there are certain things that are long-standing from possibly your childhood or your family lineage or how you were raised or things that you've experienced in your life that you shoved down into your subconscious, and now it's coming up to be dealt with and transformed, which ultimately can be an extremely healing experience, but it also can knock you emotionally off balance where you feel more vulnerable and close to tears more than usual, or more sensitive than usual, or more easily hurt than usual. So the other explainer card or clarifier for this is the Ten of Wands, which says you cannot carry other people's burdens for them. It's not your responsibility, and ultimately it keeps them from being able to learn the things that they need to learn. And you need to lay those feelings of responsibility down, because they're actually hindering your own health. And concerning your own health, I'm seeing definite back issues. This could be neck pain, shoulder pain, upper back pain, lower back pain, spinal issues, or posture problems, or just a feeling of being completely exhausted, of having way too many things on your plate that you're trying to do all at once. And let's face it, we're all human beings, and we're only capable of so much before we can't do it anymore. And so you need to lay those burdens down, whether they're emotional burdens, physical burdens, burdens of things that you actually have to perform or do in your life. You cannot carry other people's stuff for them. They need to carry their own things. You can help, you can be a positive emotional support for them in their own process, but you can't carry their own process for them. As much as you would love to protect and help. So if you are carrying a massive amount of things that you're trying to do right now, I suggest that you prioritize and really think about which ones of these things are the most important at this time, and which things can you lay down to rest until a later date when you can pick them back up again, when you have more energy. But you are not Superwoman or Superman. You're a human being. There's only so much you can take on. And ultimately, if you continue to try to shoulder all of these things on your own, you're going to end up suffering health-wise. So hopefully that helped in some way. It definitely seemed to tie in with the general reading. So I wish you all the best. I love you, and many blessings to you, and I'll see you in August.